UFC 317, Topuria versus Oliveira, underdog of the card. If you watched my confident picks video, if you watched my full card prediction, if you watch any of the videos I have already made this week, I got a lot of underdogs winning this weekend. Josh Van, Brandon Royval, that's a pick 'em, 50-50, so some odds you'll get Royval as the dog, some you won't. I got Benil Darush as a dog, I got Haidera as a dog, I got Viviane Araujo as an underdog, Alvin Hines as an underdog, so you know, there's a lot of fighters on this card, oh my god, that I have going out there and doing fairly well as underdogs on the UFC 317 pay-per-view. And there's also fights that I look at on this card that, you know, I might not think the underdog is going to win, but my god, do I think those odds are incredibly insane. Minus 500 for Ilia Topuria to go out there and beat Charles do Bronx Oliveira, when Charles Oliveira was, let's look at it, a 2-1 underdog against Islam Makhachev. Just makes no sense. So we're going to look at all of the underdog odds on this card and give you guys my thoughts on if, you know, that's a good underdog pick, that's a dog or pass fight, that's my best underdog of the card, and so on and so forth. So we're going to get it started with the first fight of this entire card, Jacobe Smith and Nico Price. My god, what are these odds, brother? What are these odds? Minus 1400 is what it says on Tapology. The actual odds, some of them have it as a 21-1 favorite for Jacobe Smith. My god, that's a pass for me. I know these odds are crazy. I'm still not going to put money on Nico Price. I'm still not going to do it. I'm just that confident in Jacobe Smith going out there and dominating that fight wherever the fight goes. But either way you look at it, I'm not going to underdog bet Nico Price, but it'd be stupid to go out there and bet Jacobe Smith. That would be insane. That would be insane. Jacobe Smith, really? At minus 2100 in just his second UFC. He should go out there and win, but my god, that should not be... Those should not be the odds. That's a pass for me. It's not going to be my underdog of the card for Nico freaking Price. One win over a short notice Alex Morono. Got finished by a retiring Robbie Lawler, Phil Rowe, and then lost to Themba Garimbo. Like, come on. Come on. No. Nico Price is not going to be my underdog of the card. What are we doing? Then we got Alvin Hines and Jonata Diniz. Jonata's a massive favorite. 3-1 taken on short notice. Alvin Hines stepping up. I would say this is one of my top three. Alvin Hines is in my top three because I really think this is a flip a coin. Fight could literally go either way type of matchup in the UFC heavyweight division. I really do believe this fight can go either way. And when you have fights like that where you're looking at the odds right now, minus 300, plus 250, and I think the fight can legitimately go either way, well, you bet the dog. Like, that's just as simple as that. So Alvin Hines is for sure going to be in my top three for underdogs of this card, just for the simple fact that I think the fight could literally go Jonata by knockout round one, or Alvin Hines and then comeback win in round two, round three, getting a finish, winning those rounds, winning a decision, whatever the case may be. But the fact that it's plus 250 and I think it should be closer to a pick'em just makes no freaking sense. So, Alvin Hines is going to be one of my top three underdogs of the card. I feel pretty good about the value that is on the side of Alvin Hines, because guess what? The odds for Alvin Hines are plus 250 now. They were plus 150. They were plus 140 at a time period. So you're getting good plus money on Alvin Hines, and I would say is one of the better underdogs on this pay-per-view. Then we move on to Jackson McVey and Cedricus Dumas. Yeah, I mean, I got Jackson McVey winning. You missed out on all the value. I'm going to say that right now. He was an underdog for a while, which is why I was like, he's an underdog? I went to researching, I was looking at it, and while I was researching, this happened where he went from plus 100 to minus 110, and I bet him at minus 110, but no, Cedricus Dumas is not going to be an underdog of the card at all. Feel pretty good about Jackson McVey. I don't really like the odds. I'll be just straight up with everybody. I don't really like these odds. I mean, plus 145. Not very good. Especially on Cedricus Dumas. I would literally have to get like plus 200 to consider betting on Cedricus Dumas. I feel pretty good about Jackson McVey going out there and doing his thing. He's got great grappling, good counter striking, good kicks, good knees, good elbows. I think he wins that fight. So no, Cedricus Dumas is not going to be one of my underdogs of the card. So far, it's just Alvin Hines in my top 3 for best underdogs of this UFC pay-per-view. We move on to Vyacheslav Borshev and Terrence McKini. I feel pretty good about Terrence. You can never feel too good about Terrence McKini. That's one thing I've learned. You can never feel too good about Terrence McKini. But I feel decent on Terrence McKini to say that minus 170 feels about right. These odds are kind of right where they should be, to be quite honest with you. They're right where they should be. So no, I'm not going to say Vyacheslav should be underdog of the card. It might be like a live bet type of thing if Terrence McKini goes out there and destroys Vyacheslav in round number 1, and you see some subtle hints of exhaustion on the side of Terrence McKini. Well, then in that case, you might want to live bet Vyacheslav Borshev, but in terms of just coming into the fight right now, no. I mean, Vyacheslav's not going to be my underdog of the card or anything close to it, but live, if he survives round 1, he might be my live bet underdog of the card. I mean, I don't know if that's a thing, but he might be my live bet underdog of the card. If you're going to live bet any fight here, that's probably one of the fights to do it in. But no, he's not going to be my straight up underdog of the card. Tracy Cortez, Viviane Araujo. Yeah. Viviane's in my top 3. Alvin Hines, Viviane, they're in my top 3. Viviane's a plus 215 underdog. A plus 215 underdog. Ladies and gentlemen, we look at her last few performances. She was an even bigger underdog the fight before that at plus 250. She looked great. Did her thing against Karine Silva. Before that was, again, similar odds to Tracy Cortez against Natalia Silva, who's levels above Tracy Cortez, and she lost that fight. But if we're really putting Tracy on the level of Natalia Silva, when she was just on the same level and she was able to beat Karine Silva, I don't know. I see Tracy Cortez and Karine Silva on a similar playing field. On a very, very similar playing field, and Viviane handily won that fight. Natalia is way, way better than Tracy Cortez. So I really think these odds, just like the Alvin Hines Jonathan Denise fight, should be really a pick'em. These fights are a lot closer than a lot of people think. I think this fight could literally go either way in the UFC women's flyweight division. So yeah, underdog Viviane Araujo. Yeah, she's in my top 3 for best underdogs of UFC 317. Jose Delgado, Haidera Mill. I'm going to say it right now. Haidera Mill is top 5 for sure. For sure, top 5. Plus 160 odds. I think he gets it done 29-28 in a very, very close decision. He is top 5 for sure. He's one of the better underdogs on the card. He's not top 3. So far, it's just Alvin Hines and Viviane Araujo in my top 3, but I'm going to give Haidera Mill top 5. He's probably going to be number 4, number 5. I'm going to say that right now. He's a great underdog. That's another fight, 29-28. Could literally go either way. Then we got Gregory Rodriguez, Jack Manson. I feel pretty good about Gregory winning round 1, winning round 2, and surviving round 3. So, no, Jack Manson is not going to be my underdog of the card at all. He's nowhere near it. I feel pretty good that Gregory is going to go out there, do his thing in round 1, round 2, and just survive the later rounds, you know? It's not a 5-round fight. He doesn't have to worry about gassing out super hard for championship rounds. He can really do his thing. In 3-round fights, Gregory's kind of unstoppable, as he does very good work in round 1, round 2. Great takedown defense, great grappling, great wrestling, and pressure boxing. So I like Gregory Rodriguez here. Felipe Lima, Payton, Talbett. No, if you saw my confident picks video, come on. If you didn't, go watch it right now. Felipe Lima is one of my more confident picks of the card. I'll say that right now. He's one of my more confident picks of the card. So obviously, Payton Talbott is not going to be my underdog of the card. If I'm feeling that good about Felipe Lima, no, Payton's not going to be my dog of the card. I really think Felipe Lima is going to go out there and kind of dominate that fight. He'll get struck a little bit. He'll be losing a little bit on the feet. But eventually, he's going to find his range on the takedown, get inside, and just have his way. Like, I'm saying that a lot. Have his way with Payton Talbott on the ground. Payton here in terms of grappling. Felipe Lima, here, in terms of grappling, I really think we're going to get a good minute, a good 2 minutes of Payton Talbott. Oh my God. Oh my God. Styling on Felipe. And then he's going to get taken down. And then he's going to get grinded and grinded and grinded. And then he's going to get submitted. Something like that. So no, Payton Talbott not going to be amongst my underdogs of the card. Benil Darush, plus 130. If you're getting those plus 130 odds, he's in my top 5. He's in my top 5. So far, we have 4 people that we've revealed in my top 5 for underdogs of the card. They are Alvin Hines, top 5. He's top 3. I'll just say that right now. Viviane Araujo, top 3. Haidera probably number 4. Benil Darush, probably number 5. So out of the next fighters, we got one more in my top 5. Who's that going to be? Who's that going to be? Josh Van, Brandon Royval. I have Josh Van winning, so Royval at plus 105. Not really amazing value there, so no, Brandon Royval is not going to be my underdog of the card. I just can't do it. So my last underdog of the card is going to be either Kai Kara-France or Charles Oliveira. And I'll say it right now, Charles Oliveira is number 6. Underdog of the card, Charles Oliveira is number 6. Kai Kara-France is my last fighter I'm going to be putting in my top 3 for underdogs of this card. I'm going to say it right now. My number 1 underdog of UFC 317 is Alvin Hines. Alvin Hines, number 1 underdog of the card. Number 2 underdog of the card, Viviane Araujo. Number 3 underdog of the card, Kai Kara-France. Number 4 underdog of the card, Haidera. Number 5 underdog of the card is going to be Benil Darush. And then number 6 underdog of the card is going to be Charles Du Bronx Oliveira. I feel like all of those underdogs, those are dog or pass fights. If you bet the favorite in any of those, you're kind of crazy. You're risking a lot. You're not getting much value. There's a lot of value on those underdogs right there. Those 6. The favorites, Jacobe Smith. I didn't talk about Nico Price as the dog because I'm just completely passing on that fight altogether. I'm not doing anything with that fight. Via Sheslov. Again, I said that's probably a live bet type of situation. Jackson McVey, feel pretty good about him as the favorite. Gregory Rodriguez, feel pretty good about him as the favorite. Felipe Lima, feel pretty good about him as the favorite. And then Joshua Van. Again, I don't feel super good about Joshua Van, but you can get plus money on Josh at plus 100 here. And you can get plus 105 on Royval. That's a fight where I'm not going to be my underdog of the card because it's just, the odds are right where they should be. If the value isn't really there, they're not going to be my underdog of the card. But the value is there on Oliveira, is there on Kai Kara-France, on Darush, on Haidera, on Viviane Araujo, on Alvin Hines. Take advantage of this card. There's a lot of good dogs to be bet on this UFC pay-per-view. So make sure to bet on some of them. Don't go crazy putting Jacobe Smith in your parlay. Don't go crazy putting Ilia Topuria in your parlay. Sure, they probably win, but those odds are horrendous. What are we doing? What are we doing? Thank you guys for watching the underdogs of this card.